Meanwhile, President Biden said he will put his whole soul into bringing America together again.
Something that is going to be a big job on a historic day like this. We are happy to have Pat Kessler with us. Pat, what a day.
Yeah, it really was historic in many ways, both good and not so good. 2 weeks ago, we witnessed an attack on democracy, a violent insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. Today, we saw a transfer of power as the Bidens entered the White House. But all of this was not peaceful today. 25,000 military troops protected the event from terrorism. But the inauguration went ahead as planned, despite all of the obstacles.
To all those who supported our campaign, I'm humbled by the faith you've placed in us. To all those who did not support us, let me say this. Hear me out as we move forward. Take a measure of me and my heart. And if you still disagree, so be it. That's democracy. That's America. The right to dissent peaceably within the guardrails of our republic is perhaps this nation's greatest strength.
President Biden takes office in a collision of crises we haven't seen in years. Any one of them would be a colossal challenge for a new president. And remember, Joe Biden is 78 years old, and he's got to take all of these things together on his first day, all of these different crises, and address them immediately.
Speaking of, I mean, he went to work right away. It's kind of unusual, but he signed all these executive orders already, Pat.
Yeah, you know what he's doing is undoing a lot of the controversial executive orders of the last 4 years under President Trump. He signed executive orders today rescinding the Muslim travel ban, for example, reuniting children who were separated from their parents at the Mexico border. Another one, he is going to rejoin the U.S. to the Paris Climate Accord. And also today, he issued a mask mandate because of the pandemic in federal buildings. Now remember, federal buildings only, not nationwide, but to try to start dealing with the pandemic. And that, he says, is going to be his number one thing that he's got to do starting today, is deal with the pandemic, with the sick people, the people who are dying, and getting out that vaccine.
Yep.
And Pat, we talked earlier, President Trump left without speaking to President Biden. Yeah. Is this a breach of tradition?
You know, I really think it is. I think it's disgraceful overall because we've been doing this for 200 plus years. There's only a handful of times where a president hasn't done it. I think President Andrew Johnson in 1869 was the last time. And the president was nursing grievances up until today, still asserting that he won the election and that it was rigged. That's the kind of thing I think that has divided the country that Joe Biden is trying to actually put together. The President Trump went off to Florida now, where he is thought to be beginning a new political movement. We're told tonight that he did leave a letter for President Biden in the White House. We don't know the contents of that letter yet. We hope we can find that out soon. But today was not a good look for presidents and peaceful transfer of power.
I think President Biden also said that it was President Trump was very generous, in the letter.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you, Pat.
Good to have you here, Pat.